This podcast contains explicit content.
You know what happens when you leave a pound of raw hamburger meat in a car in the summertime?
You are listening to Hardly Focused.
We're Hardly Focused. You can get us on hardlyfocused.com. We are on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all the other podcast apps. Just search for Hardly Focused. And you can also find us on the social medias. We are on Facebook. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Wow, we're everywhere. Just search for Hardly Focused. That's the easiest thing you can do. Just search for Hardly Focused. And quickly, I was on a podcast called The Frosted Side, and that episode is coming soon, I think. But I did that the other night with a friend of mine, Dave Morrison, and another guy named Dave Lindquist. Two Daves. And we talked a lot about this podcast. We talked about my time working in radio. And we also talked about my extensive knowledge of Sonic the Hedgehog. All while eating cereal. So that will be posted soon, and I'll have the links up on our social media pages. That is The Frosted Side. That is the name of that podcast. So very rarely, it's kind of weird being the guest on a podcast, not being the host.
Does it feel weird, like you're on like the wrong side of the road?
Yeah. Like, because I just kind of sat there and I was just letting them, do their thing. I would just, kind of just chime in here and there. And there were a couple points where like there was awkward silence. And like in my head, like if there's silence, I kind of count down before I feel like there's a natural spot where then, I jump in and we keep the flow going. And that would happen. And it was like a solid like 5 to 6 seconds of silence where I had to jump in. Okay, so yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog, huh? What a guy.
Gotta go fast.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for that if you're interested in again hearing about my fondness of Sonic the Hedgehog and cereal. So
were you in studio or did you do it remote?
I did it from my own studio. So
yeah, I mean getting timing down is one thing.
Especially if it's your guest and you're not in studio, knowing exactly, I can see this visual here where it's a natural breaking point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy enough. Like I got the cameras up here and I can see you guys. That makes it easy here. And that's why I like having the cameras up so you can see if
it helps.
Yeah, there's visual cues. I asked too. I'm like, you guys on camera? Like, we don't do cameras. Like, oh, well, this is gonna be fun.
Awkward. I have to figure out my audio too, because like the worst thing for me is that it cuts you guys out when I talk. Like you can start talking the same time that I'm talking, and I just think I'm good to go. So like I'm like, I look like a fucking jerk. I don't mean to ever be a jerk ever, but well, no, that's not true.
Don't lie to us.
Sometimes I want to be a jerk.
You always are a jerk. You're a highfalutin, egomaniacal jerk. Okay, and you always want to talk over us every time. I understand it.
You know what? Fuck yeah, man. Sometimes you have to go there. You have to fucking... There's only so often you can be a nice guy.
Oh, dear. That was good. Joe Biden, our president-elect, the 46th president of the United States, and Kamala Harris, the first female vice president.
History.
Sarah Palin probably just kicking herself. Could have been me, man. I could have been a contender, eh?
No, I couldn't have.
No.
And oh God, what else is Kamala Harris? I mean, she's Native American, right? Is she African American? She's
Black and Asian. So she's Indian, Asian, and she's Jamaican.
Blasian.
And yeah, she's Blasian.
Yeah. She's awesome.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's funny the people that are like weird conspiracy. I don't know how, but the weird conspiracy theorists that she's not actually black because she's Jamaican, and like, did you not ever learn about the slave trade? Okay, but keep going.
Yeah. Wow. Her speech last night. So they gave Biden and Harris gave their first official speeches after.
I know. Where did they give their speech?
In Wilmington,
in front of a tractor supply store.
Oh.
A Piggly Wiggly? Was it in front of a a septic tank service system. Where was it? I can't remember.
Now, it's funny you ask about that because they were actually in Wilmington, Delaware, standing in front of a very large American flag, and I was watching it on CBS News, and we got this brilliant clip out of it.
From the Wilmington, Delaware, about Biden and Harris.
Yeah, so first of all, that massive flag that you may see there hanging off of the construction equipment, I'm told, is about the size of a basketball field. That's a pretty Biden campaign.
Basketball court or basketball field?
Did I say basketball field?
Yeah.
Basketball court, because it's next to a baseball field where the Wilmington Blue Rocks play.
Yes.
Slip of the tongue.
Taking a cue from me.
Hi, my name is Jack Gill, and I'm on Delaware 10.
My extensive knowledge of sports.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Basketball field. No, it was actually in it was definitely not in between an adult bookstore and a crematorium. But I gotta say, and I'm forever calling her Momala. She's no longer Kamala Harris. She is Momala Harris. And God damn, if that speech just didn't get me pumped up. I never react to things in that manner. I never get so excited watching a public speaker. Hi, I do radio.
Spraying their shit everywhere.
They're getting freaky, that's why. A public speaker just up there just talking, and maybe it was just the notion that we've gone so long without a competent public speaker. Now, Pence can speak. That's the thing. Pence can speak. It's just he's Mike Pence. But there's no optimism. The guy can at least articulate. Momala was optimistic. And this, I would say this is maybe not the same level, but this is just, it's 2008 all over again when Obama got elected. And just the reactions, just the outpouring in the streets, and everyone I was expecting riots to happen because from the Trump supporters, and they were showing like Atlanta and Philadelphia and New York, and just the amount of people who were actually celebrating was astounding. And just the shots, this at least CBS was doing this, but they kept cutting to shots of the women in the crowd while Momala was speaking, and that was, I'd say it was heartwarming, I guess is the right term, to see that, because just the way that they were reacting to that, because it's what they wanted to see, and it's because it's another, not only another first, but a very significant first, in that we have the first female in history to hold that power. And then Grandpa Joe went up and did his thing, and the same level of optimism was there. I saw some political outlet, some news outlet, mention that Biden was the first, in this case, president-elect, to specifically mention transgender people in his speech.
Huh.
Well, I don't think Millard Fillmore would have mentioned it. So I mean, you got you're like, oh, it's the first one. Like really, realistically, you've had maybe 20 years for anybody to really mention that. Come on.
Right.
So anybody before original Bush, I doubt Clinton would have mentioned it. So clearly, you've got 4 guys that would have mentioned it. So come on.
Well, I mean, Obama did quite a bit in a lot of strides, and then we had to risk having all of that overturned, if it wasn't already, by the current administration. So
well, all I know is that he literally already has a task force for COVID.
Yeah.
He goes, here's the 3 people that are going to be heading it up. They're going to give me exactly what I need to do. So on day 1, on the 20th of January, it's a go button. Like, oh, wow, you actually are going to have a plan in place. Holy shit. That's so weird to hear.
Boo Joe Biden for listening to scientists. Boo.
Oh.
Science bitches, huh? God.
Look at
And
that.
they don't like math either, apparently.
Look at this ignorant sack of shit taking medical advice. Oh, hope to have a cure in 6 months, you fucking loser.
Yes.
Please don't take any of that the wrong way. I'm trying to compliment him.
There's gonna be a knock on your door.
Yeah. So the Biden speech was very optimistic. Because again, it's something that we haven't heard in 4 years. It wasn't a war cry for supremacists to stand up. It wasn't a call for the Proud Boys to be on notice.
Didn't they change their name? The Proud Boys?
What are they now?
Aren't they the Leathermen?
Oh God.
Is that why YMCA was playing at all the Trump the Trump rallies? Nice.
Oh, wow.
There was no fear mongering. There was no hate mongering. It was actually talking about, an optimistic future given the year we've all had. And it's really great to just see yes, there are going to be the people who are supportive of Donald Trump. There are the people who are brainwashed into believing everything that comes out of his mouth, who wholeheartedly believe that the election was rigged and there's voter fraud, et cetera, et cetera. But at the same time, I am pleased to see some of Biden's opponents actually come out and sincerely say to him, congratulations.
Yeah.
Let's find a way to work together. Like, that's big.
Hopeful.
That's big considering what we've been going through. So
you would never hear that from Trump. You would never hear anything along the lines of let's try to work together. It's
he's a malignant narcissist, so fuck him.
It's like night and day. While listening to the speech, I was like, it reminded me.
Like.
I was like, oh yeah, like first of all, he didn't say any like crooked Hillary or Sleepy Joe, or he didn't say anything. Like,
he didn't say Orange Tang Mussolini. Meh.
Yeah, he didn't say anything like, Cheeto Hitler or anything. It was just nice to hear him say, like, we're going to try to work together because we're both trying to achieve the same thing, kind of.
Well, I think even the more rationally thinking Republicans too also are, they live in the same country. They are suffering and facing the same tribulations that not only the Democrats but literally everyone else is facing. So
yes.
You can either try to stand in the way of that and fail miserably, or actually work towards finding a solution, even if you don't agree. It goes back to one of my favorite sayings: we can disagree but still be friends.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to add to that because I see a lot of people saying like, if you're still a Trump supporter, fuck you, like delete yourself from me. And like, yeah, I get it. I understand like where you're coming from. And I'm not saying like I love Trump supporters or anything like that. I just think that like it's important to keep people that have different perspectives than you like in like your ear. You need to hear what other people are thinking in order to kind of improve yourself.
Otherwise, you're just living in an echo chamber.
Exactly. Like there's going to be no movement of you growing. You're just going to be surrounded by things that you want to hear.
Yeah.
So while I will say that you're allowed to hate people, that's fine. Hating is fine. But I think we as people are too quick to hate. I think we are too quick to label everybody as everything. Like if you support Joe Biden, you are this, you're that, you're this, you're that. If you support Trump, you're this and that. I know plenty of people, like people who say you're against LGBTQ people if you like Trump. But I know lesbians and gays that are Trump supporters. Yeah. So just saying like you can't label everybody just because you don't know what's going on. That's my rant. Thank you. Good night.
No, I agree. I agree with you in that. At least on Twitter and on Facebook, I follow people from both sides. The ones I can't take are the ones who are so adamant in believing everything that comes out of Trump's mouth is gospel.
The Jim Jones Trumpers, if you will.
Yeah. The the Tucker followers, the Tucker Carlson followers.
It's tough.
Yeah. Those are the ones who, when the ones who are so strictly invested in everything that Trump is saying right now about voter fraud and the election being rigged and that there's all these legal proceedings that are to be coming, those are the people that scare me, because they are invested in following the word of someone who is clearly mentally deranged at this point. And it's a bad sign when Trump's own staff, when his own family is telling him to take a step back, to walk, come back from the ledge. We can get into that later. That's just where we're at right now, and those are the people I can't stand. Those are the people, because people are like trying to justify to me why Trump is correct. Like, I mean, good luck, but like look at the electoral votes and look at the popular votes. Trump lost both. Yeah, he lost both.
I had an argument with somebody the other day. He was like saying, like, you really expect me to believe the vice president of Obama got more votes than Obama did? And I'm like, you're believing conspiracy theories over people are upset and they just don't like the way the nation is. So the voter count was more than ever. You're not willing to accept that, but you're willing to accept that he cheated by just barely making it. And also we were like, you know what? We can rig this, but let's not take the Senate.
Yeah.
And that's just, I get it. I understand like the frustration with those types of people. It sucks because I know that they're just afraid because their leader painted like the world to be a certain way if he lost. He's like, you know, you're gonna die. You're gonna lose health care. You're not going to be taken care of. You're going to be taxed beyond belief, and just bunch of fear. And people are just like, yeah, we're scared. So we don't want this guy because he's dangerous, and they'll just play off of their own fear. I get it, but it still sucks. And fuck you people. I'm just kidding.
I want to go to Mike, but really quickly, I was just looking at the reactions from other world leaders, and the article I was looking at mentioned that the ones who have yet to speak out, Putin, the leader in China there, Kim Jong-un. It was a list of the usual suspects, right? But the one that stood out to me was Benjamin Netanyahu.
Really?
Yeah, because
Benjamin Netanyahu,
he's a Trump supporter. He's a friend of Trump's, but he said Trump has done a lot for the state of Israel, but I also, and I'm just paraphrasing here, he's like, I've also enjoyed a good friendship and in working relationship with Joe Biden over the last 40 years. So I'm looking forward to what he's going to do. It was a very rare sort of both, an actual congratulations that was looking from both sides. Like, hey, I'm friends with both people, but I'm also not going to shit on Biden for winning and say that Trump was right.
Yeah.
So, Mike, you are quite possibly the most outspoken anti-Trumper that I possibly know.
Me? Little old me? What are you talking about? I'm so meek and mild, and I keep my opinions to myself, sir.
What do you think about Joe Biden being elected as the 46th president of the United States? The floor is yours.
Fucking God. Now everybody's like, oh, Joe Biden. I'm fully aware. I am fully fucking aware that Joe Biden is far from fucking perfect, but he was our fucking option. All right. Mm-hmm. So I'm taking it for what it is. I wish there was, everybody's like, well, he's not, a progressive. Yeah, but you know what? He's not fucking Trump. Okay. So the worst he can do is not literally drive this country directly into the ground for his personal benefit. So, hey, that's automatically a fucking win. So I'll take it. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Is he going to be a corporatist Democrat? Quite possibly, quite probably. But you know what? At least he's not going to directly, intentionally fuck everybody over so he can make millions.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. Well said.
I'm gonna dip my balls in barbecue sauce, and all you Trump supporters can lick them.
I like barbecue sauce. I'm not a Trump supporter though.
Well,
Sweet Baby Ray's.
you know what? I'll have a variety of flavors.
Okay.
I'll even do a vinegar base for you North Carolina assholes that didn't vote for it.
Yes. Oh, well, one of them did, I know.
No, but I mean, it could have swung blue. I know there was a lot of blue in North Carolina, but not enough. Maybe all the South Carolinians right there. I can give them that vinegar.
Yes.
What were you doing when you got the notification yesterday when the news broke that Biden was elected, that he won?
Officially, I was driving my kids in a car so they fucking sleep.
Oh, there you go.
But it was like it wasn't like oh my god, yeah, he officially won. I was like, it was kind of obvious. Like the numbers, I was very close, paying attention very closely. There's a couple of people I know in the air guitar community that are in the Philly area, and so they were posting hourly updates. Like, okay, hey, here's the numbers. Here's how many ballots are left, and here's how many ballots are cast, and this is the difference, and this is the number, and this is the percentage that we got to get to. And so they were like, clearly they could see. And then also the fact that more than just going on Facebook, Biden wouldn't have said something on Wednesday afternoon. Hey, we're very confident we're going to hit 270. Knowing how fucking goddamn slow Nevada was counting. And then, not sure whether or not Arizona was going to flip back. And at that point, Georgia was not even close to being in his hand. So, and that's even when Michigan wasn't called. So I'm like, all right, if they're running their numbers and they know, all right, I'm feeling pretty safe. It's not going to be a shock when it's officially announced. I'd like to have it officially announced earlier rather than later, but I'm like, all right, it announced. Cool. We're good. I'm relieved.
Nice.
Nate, what were you doing?
Well, I was filming.
Victoriously masturbating.
Well, kind of. I was filming for my YouTube channel and, hardlyfocus.com/Nate. I did it this time. Thanks. You're always on top of it. I'm never promoting myself, but making some funny stuff. And if you like comedy, go check it out and tell me what you think. Yeah, my cousin and I were filming and at my parents' house, and my mom was like, it's official. And I was like, oh. So then we got on Bite, and I was like, fuck you, Donald Trump. And that was my Bite for the day. And yeah.
Nice. Nice. Yeah.
How about you?
I was asleep. I woke up. I haven't been sleeping at all this week, and it's because I've had
too much coffee.
Well, too much coffee, but I've just been like glued to the news. And nothing was happening, but it got to the point where I'm like, I knew nothing was happening. I just couldn't turn it off. And it was almost literally 24/7 that I had like CNN on. So I just really haven't been sleeping. So yesterday, of course, I didn't sleep. So I woke up at, I think like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm talking to Colleen about whatever. And then I took a nap, and then I wake up to a text from Colleen saying, I forget what it was, something like it's finally fucking over or something. And I also have a barrage of news notifications as well that were announcing that Biden won. And I was a little pissed at myself for sleeping through it, even though like I woke up like maybe like 30 to 45 minutes after the news broke. But
you tried so hard to stay up, and you fell asleep right as. Did you have a CNN-based dream, like you were on CNN?
Yeah, I had a fucking nightmare that I was John King and I wasn't allowed to go to the bathroom.
That's why they made Depends.
Yep.
No, it was a nice thing to wake up to. I'll say that. Yeah. It was nice news to wake up to, but it was, a little bit of that disbelief because like there was a period of time where it was almost denial. Like I'm like, I want this to be true. I want it to be true. I want it to be a thing, and it's a thing. It is, but I mean, there's like I don't know. Would you say there's any possibility that Trump could actually get his way? Or are we?
I mean,
are we confident?
It's kind of like the Dumb and Dumber. Like, are you saying that he's 10 to 1, 100 to 1? More like 1,000,000 to 1. So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. Like technically, yeah, I'm sure in the realm of possibilities, somehow there's a chance that they could finagle something. But realistically speaking, it's just not coming down to like a Florida 2000 where it's one place that has this really close election end. Like they've got to go through 6 different states. Biden had so many options to win. Trump had to get all of them to win, and he's not going to get all of them to win.
Yeah.
There's a snowball's chance in hell, and that snowball's chance is going to be sitting next to Trump's face when he's dead.
There's a, I mean, a telltale sign right here. The courts in every state that so far the Trump campaign has filed lawsuits against.
That have lost.
They've all been thrown out. All thrown out so far.
And if they don't even make it through the state Supreme Courts for, election malfeasance, if you will, whatever they want to fucking call, all these fucking Trump idiots, they're like, it's going straight to the Supreme Court. No, it's not. No, it's not. If the states themselves are like, there's no reason for this to be questioned, then it's not going to go to the Supreme fucking Court, guys. Suck my nuts, lick my ball sack. It's not going to fucking happen. You lost. Get over it. Ha 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 ha. You know what happened? 4 years. Trump, 4 years. Confederacy, 4 years. You're going to keep those flags for another 150 years, you dumb cunts?
Fuck your feelings.
Goddamn right. Exactly. Trump 2016, fuck your feelings. Hey,
Yep.
Biden 2020, fuck your feelings.
That's what I was waiting for, man. Waiting all week for this. Waiting since Tuesday to hear this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you're like, as soon as this happened, you're like, Mike is going to be in rare form. Goddamn right.
Well, I don't want to be the Eeyore, but the thing that's on my mind.
You are going to be the Eeyore.
I'm going to be the Eeyore. I'm going to be the Eeyore. I think what's on my mind and what's on a lot of Americans' mind is what's he going to do? Like, because he's on Twitter clearly having a meltdown.
I have a feeling, and I have a feeling that Jack Dorsey is going to, on January 21st, or at January 20th at 12:01 p.m., go click a button and just ban him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not for nothing, he's got 85 million followers, and 65 million of those 85 million are bots. So let's be honest.
Yeah.
Right.
So I have a feeling that he's like, at this point, he's going to be more trouble than he's worth, or somebody in the, I'm not even going to say the president, but somebody in the inner government circle that's like not going to be like an elected official, but like a career politician or something like that, is going to go to Jack and be like, look, here's the deal. He's a private citizen now. He's no longer a president. He's a private citizen. All he's going to do is weaken the national security of this country by his tweets. And therefore, I think it's going to be like an unofficial, like, we don't want to have to do this, but if you don't ban him, we're going to have to do something.
Right.
And so it's like a gentle nudge, like kind of like when not necessarily when a mobster hits you up for like, extortion money or like a protection racket, but it's like, look, we can do this a nice way. Take a look. It's to your best interest. It's to my best interest. You ban him. And then Jack Dorsey, he's the most proactive of the bunch. So I feel like he's going to be like, you know what? All right, I can do it.
Didn't we already try to suspend him once? Like briefly?
Yeah, and he threw a fucking hissy fit, but he was the president and he was using the Twitter. Like the excuse is he's using Twitter as a mouthpiece of the presidency.
Yeah. So
therefore we can't just ban him. And so as soon as he's no longer the president, he's no longer a mouthpiece of the presidency. And so he can suck my asshole. My whole asshole, including all the hairs with dingleberries on it, because it won't wipe.
That's the second time you've talked about that.
Hey, you know what?
Like
because of all the bullshit he spews, he can afford to eat some of mine.
That's fair, I guess.
Look,
I was just going to comment that one of my favorite things I saw on Twitter was somebody was saying on Twitter, it's clearly a rigged or like
a rigged erection.
Erection, yeah. Clearly a rigged election because Trump has way more followers on Twitter than Biden. So how is he? And like someone's like, someone's like, you do know that people who hate Trump can also follow him?
Wait, what?
No,
What?
no,
In fact, so many people that hate Trump and would never vote for him.
Wait.
just
So
love
if
the
I
shit show of it.
if I retweeted a Trump tweet, that doesn't automatically mean I support him?
You're not following him. No.
Oh my God.
You're not one of his followers. No. You might be one of his Twitter followers. It's different, Mike. It's different. What happens online is different. Like if you die online, you don't die for real.
Wait, unless I game jump, right?
Unless you
like
game
Wreck-It
jump,
Ralph
yes.
style. Like,
Like
I can't,
Wreck-It
if I die and it's not in my own game, I can't respawn.
Correct. Yes, that's the way it works.
Okay.
All right. Cool. You get it. I'm glad we had this talk.
Let's take a quick breather, and then we can go over some of the Trump stuffs that has come out in the last week. I do want to mention that I am just a little miffed, a little upset that Trump gets a lifetime Secret Service detail.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Well, he kind of has to.
Do they also go to jail with him? That kind of sucks for them.
Hey, it was only 10 years, but Obama reversed it because Obama wasn't, 80 years old when he got out of office.
Yeah, they're like 10 years. Like, yeah, this is because everybody else dies in 10 years, but just because Jimmy Carter keeps building Habitat for Humanity and doesn't need a protection detail.
Did Obama tell them I just want to remind everybody I'm black?
Yeah, that's probably fucking accurate. Guys, just because I'm president doesn't mean I'm not this.
Yeah.
We're used to white presidents, so yeah, we're sorry.
Sorry, Mr. President, we don't see color here.
Oh God.
We will return.
This is Hardly Focused.
Oh, Mike, do you have a fun story? The first time you ever bought condoms?
No, because I literally went in and bought condoms.
Oh, there you go. That's a brave man right there.
I was like, I'm gonna have some sex. I'm buying condoms. Thank you very much.
Follow your favorite podcast from Boston on Instagram.
What podcast is that?
I don't know. Find Hardly Focused on Instagram at instagram.com/hardlyfocused or just search for Hardly Focused on the Gram app.
How do you do, fellow kids?
What?